Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Streamers Unplugged podcast. We are super excited to be joined today by Noman's Planet. And again, don't forget to go to our YouTube hub at Streamers Unplugged. That's where all of our extra content is outside of this podcast and where you can comment and ask questions and all that sort of a thing. And with that, we will go ahead and get started. So, my friend from the other side of the pond, how are you this morning for us and afternoon for you?
I'm doing very well, but I can't believe you guys have got up at like 5 a.m. to be able to talk to me. So thank you very much for having me on. It's very much appreciated.
All right, our first question for you is, how did you come up with your gamer tag and your internet identity?
Okay, so yeah, I'm No Man's Planet, and I'm not Norman. Like most people read my name and they think, I'm Norman. No, it's No Man's. Big computer game called No Man's Sky was coming out, must be, what, maybe 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And
Yeah.
I got to meet Sean Murray in a different life when I was doing a different job, who was the game developer for No Man's Sky. And he told me about sci-fi and Asimov, and it was going to be all based around cartoons. And I was like, I love space and retro and all gaming. No Man's Sky, No Man's Planet. This would be great. Played it, absolutely hated it, never picked up the game again.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'd registered the URL. I'd got every single social media platform. I was like, well, I'm just No Man's now, and I'll
I
stick
was
with it.
wondering that because I'd never actually seen you play No Man's.
I played it. I was like, this is going to be glorious. Oh, it's a bit grindy. I don't do grindy. I like Skyrim and Sea of Thieves, and that keeps me happy. That's a happy spot for me. It was far too much effort remembering to go back to your base or finding your base was the thing for my memory.
I get that. I get that. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, we've played Sea of Thieves a few times in our off hours and your on hours and things, and it's always a good laugh when you're on the seas. For those who don't know No Man's Planet, he's hilarious. He's wacky and just it's always fun with No Man. So we'll have all of his links and things in the description of this and our other videos and our shorts that we put out from him. But he's a hoot and holler.
I don't think any of the stuff's ever meant to be a hoot and a holler. I'm like, we'll go in and we'll do this, and I go, oh, something shiny, and I'm off, and I miss like the rest of the stream, and then occasionally I come back to talk to people once in a while. But it's one of those things that's so much fun.
One thing that No Man's does is he's on TikTok and doing pretty well on TikTok. And you do every morning you do your breakfast live stream?
Yeah. I've started doing 2 random live streams. I do 7:30 a.m. every 7:30 a.m. UK every weekday. But I've started doing a little gym session before that because I'm getting old. I'm now 42. And I figured we'll do a little gym session and then we'll do breakfast, have a coffee, and we talk for an hour, 2 hour to all the mums and dads before the kids go off to school. And it's just become a part of my routine and a part of theirs. And yeah, we're up to 20,000 followers and I think something like 1.2 million likes, which is insane.
Which is awesome.
That is awesome.
They've seen my face and they said, I like that. And there's 1.2 million of them, which is, pretty insane.
When did you start making content? So I know you stream on Twitch, but when did you shift over to TikTok and really start like hitting that hard?
Yeah, so I started the whole thing. I'd never streamed. I thought, oh God, I'll never show my face on anything out there. I don't want people to know who I am. Do I buy a mask and maybe have a go at it? Day 1 of lockdown in the UK, I was like, I'm not working anymore. I need to see human beings. I'll start up doing Twitch, which was lovely. And then I moved on over to TikTok probably 2 years ago. And it just started as my random thoughts on the day, somehow it seemed to connect with people. But it all kicked off when I started to do some ADHD content because I'm getting diagnosed in the UK. Stateside, you pay it, I think about $3,000 or something disgusting. I think it was. The UK, you just wait and wait and wait. I'm 2 years into getting a diagnosis.
You wait until they come to your door and say, "Congratulations, you have ADHD."
Congratulations, sir, you are broken.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
we do
so
have to pay.
waiting.
We have to pay to get diagnosed. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
And we pay for the medication too.
I think that's one of the things that like is controversial in the UK at the moment because you could go private and pay for it, but they just did a like an expose with Panorama. Don't know if you guys know that. It's like a reporting thing for the BBC, and
Okay.
they basically said if you pay for it, why wouldn't they say you've got ADHD? Because they get the money and then they get to take your money every month for meds, and yeah, so it's just like this slight controversy that's going on at the
Yeah.
moment. So we're all just
Yeah.
sitting here waiting, just yeah, just being our
Tell
weird
tell me I'm
selves.
sick.
You are sick, sir. You're sick. I've heard the comments behind the scenes. Oh dear. Yeah, but to actually answer your question, probably 2 years ago that I started to do TikTok directly, and it's just snowballed since then. People come in and we just. I think the word would be we vibe. I think that's the
We
word.
vibe.
We vibe. We just have a good laugh, and there's
It's
nothing
fun, yeah.
serious in there. Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, when you go live, it's usually when I'm ending my stream and going to bed. So sometimes I hop in and say hi.
Well, yeah, this has actually made me start thinking I should be streaming on TikTok in the morning at 7 a.m. for me. Catch you guys stateside as well, because I think it's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. for Californians, and a load of them come in absolutely drunk to come and talk to me. They type very different things into my TikTok. Um, you got the mums in the UK going, "Hi, morning, kids are watching," and then you get someone come in and go, "I like your face," which yeah. Anyway, sorry,
It's
continue.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Well, I guess one thing from your growth on TikTok that you've come in with is you just got invited to go to EGX next weekend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's next weekend, and I'm so prepared for it. But
I'm
I
sure
thought I was
you're
just gonna.
like, what? I gotta
If,
be in public with people.
I know we do gaming to be anonymous. We do it on here. No one really knows who we are. No one knows my name. I'm just Noman's as far as people are concerned. And so, if anybody doesn't know, EGX is the biggest gaming. Well, in fact, it's the last gaming event of the year in the UK, basically. So it's the big one. Everyone gets there. We're going to go and see all the new releases. There's VR. We've got Sony. Rare is going to be there with all the developers, and there's a Sea of Thieves panel just in case they're listening, because I'm not partner yet. But I matched I hit the
Tell them to
criteria.
notice me.
Well, I may have already messaged Mike Chapman, the creative director, and said, "Yeah, I'm just going for a beer down the Fox pub if you're around." Um, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm going to go and meet some of my heroes. There's a few of the guys again. They're already going to come out for drinks with us. There's Wizzer, that's a partner.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got Beardageddon. Beardageddon, he's awesome.
Mhm.
He's going to be doing a signing, but I said I don't care about signing. We're going for a beer, and he said yes. So it's kind of cool that you get all these people that you know and enjoy and have fun with, and we're all going to hang out together. But I'm not going to EGX. I'm now a VIP at EGX with TikTok, which was the bonkers bit that I found out like 2 days ago. I was just going along to go, oh, you're my idols, and they said, oh, did you want a signing booth? Why would I want a signing booth? They're like, you do pretty. It's a very strange world to live in suddenly.
That's got to
Yeah.
be a surreal moment.
Yeah, yeah, totally surreal. And I have no idea. I've got this idea. If I get a signing booth, I'll just be sitting there twiddling my thumbs. But they did say, oh, by the way, did you want to stream live whilst you're there? So I have the Saturday and the Sunday at EGX where I've got a pod. I said, oh, do I need to bring my laptop? I said, no, no. We've got our PCs set up ready with OBS and TikTok for you to live stream whatever game you want. Funny enough, I chose Sea of Thieves. That I'm going to broadcast directly on the day on the big screen, which is kind of. I'm going to basically say that puts me on the live stage as far as I'm concerned. I'll big it
Oh,
up a
I
little
say
bit.
it does. I think that's a crazy awesome opportunity. And to be
That
so
is
close to
awesome.
the Rare team, to a game that a lot of us have cherished and things over the years, I think is going to be very exciting to do that.
I
I've never really been to a convention before. Um,
Me either.
I think it would be fun. I just haven't had the opportunity to do that. I think it's a
I,
good
I
way to interact with the community and build your community that you have, that people be like, oh, I never heard of you, but now I have because you're here. And so I think
I
it's a
I'm
really
in the
awesome opportunity.
It's going to be amazing. I'm in the process of getting business cards for No Man's Planet printed up, so I've got those ready to go, so I can actually hand those over just in case. I don't think I'm going for headshots. I don't think that's needed a week before. But yeah, I figured if I have little business cards that's got all of my socials on there, No Man's Planet on everything, um, then never know. It might help, but if nothing else, it's just
There
a
you
real
go.
honor to be invited.
Tips
Yeah.
tips for how to build your channel. Make business cards and hand them out at conventions.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
think it might work. It might do something because I do SEO and I do marketing and I do a bit of web design and well, a bit of web design. It pays the mortgage. Um, I do all that sort of stuff all day, every day. So I've now started to actually be able to incorporate some of that in. So we've got this really snazzy artwork. We've got these lovely logos. I'm like, now I can actually use it, put it on something, and give people a physical copy of it. It's quite a nice, it's quite a nice
Yeah,
ego boost, to be honest.
for sure. For sure. So that being said,
Yes.
um, what do you what do you love about content creation? What's your favorite part about content creation?
Strangely, I'm writing a book. I'll tell you about that later. But it, I can't properly pitch it yet because it's not finished. It's like 3 years in the making. Content itself, it's one of the things I need a creative outlet. Everything I've always done has had creative outlet. Doing SEO just on its own can be incredibly dull because it's a lot of research and a lot of analytics
Mhm.
to what you're actually doing and understanding what someone's typing into Google, or TikTok, which is now strangely just as SEO heavy as when you're doing Google.
Mhm.
But actually being able to create something, whether it be artwork, whether it be AI, whether it be video content, something like that. It's such a feeling to know that other people are seeing it and enjoying it. And I've had a couple of messages. I won't mention it too much because I'll probably well up and cry because I'm an emotional man. But I've had people say you saved me in a really dark time, and I've had a couple of them now, and that is just amazing, And I know those
Yeah.
people, and for someone to actually say that, you think, Jesus, okay, that's quite an achievement. Sod the rest of it. If I've managed to affect somebody in a positive way that much, that's a kind of a rare thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
If that helps.
I no, that does. I forgot what I was going to say, but there was something there and it was remarkable.
It was
But
remarkable, and ADHD to ADHD. This could have been one of those meetings where we both every few minutes go, oh, oh, oh. I remember what I was going to say. You
yep,
message me at midnight and let me know what the question was, and
will do. I'll be
I'll,
awake then.
I'll do you an edit, and we can cut it into this later.
What's your least favorite part about content creation?
Customers. If I could do content creation for myself, I would be very happy. If it's down to the TikTok content stuff that I'm putting out, it's video editing. If I would love to get to that stage in my career, because it is getting borderline career stuff now, where I
Hmm.
Yeah.
can say, here is my last 2, 3 streams worth of 3-hour videos. Please cut these down into 100 bite-sized chunks for me and just find the funny bits. Oh, that means I can actually concentrate on writing scripts, doing comedy, doing sketches. Because I've got all these grandiose ideas that. So I've got a crew. I've got a crew on Sea of Thieves. It's myself, Yummy Mummy, and Beffy Boo. That's the ones that we all had. Hi guys, and between us, we've always had these ideas of doing some sketches rather than just gameplay, and not having time to do it because you're doing the boring part of it. It's
Hmm.
a bit of the kick in the teeth sometimes. But we had this wonderful idea of sort of the ADHD pirate. Um, Captain
Mm.
Distracto. Captain Distracto was the tag that we were going for because it matches my audience and it matches my vibe. And yeah, we had things like, "Where's No Man's?" and jumping off the boat. Why is the boat
Yep.
sailing off? Things like that. He didn't put the anchor down. So I had a whole series about living with the skeletons on the boat, and we already recorded a load of it. So just me on the boat dancing with the skeletons, and you can use the skeleton skins and stuff like that. So you have two
Hmm.
other people dancing with you on the skeleton ship. It's like, what's he doing? Is he making friends with them? And we thinking it would be amazing to do, but time and effort.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
I wish I could do it, and it's the one. I've got many strings to my bows on creation and content, but it's the one that I probably lack the most. So if we have a free editor out there that would love to work with an aspiring influencer, that'd be handy.
Everyone wants an editor, right? That would be awesome.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, let's do
Well,
that.
for now, we do all of our own stunts.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And we've all got these aspirations of I could do this, but it's just trying to put it on pen and paper. It's
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
How about yourselves? So I figured I should ask you guys a couple of questions. What's your
Sure, yeah.
what's your favorite part about it all? Because you guys are making content daily now. What do you enjoy the
Making
most?
content.
My favorite part is the creative process. I think is just coming up with the ideas, and then the ability to put them into content is another story. But coming up with the ideas of content and what to create and how to create it is probably my favorite part. It's just that process.
Yeah, because one of the last times me and Cabbage were talking was he was going to be paddling his way across Sea of Thieves. And I thought that was a hilarious idea. I was like, yes, do it. And then he didn't sink once. I'm like, no, but like you were meant to die every 2 seconds. And go, no, first time just swims across the ocean. You're like, oh,
I know. I
That
know.
was
I
the
was very
plan.
disappointed.
The plan was
I'm
like 3 months worth of streaming of
did
me
it in one.
trying to do this feat of going all the way across the seas, and I made it on the first try.
If, if only it could have been. I mean, what would have made it perfect? Last 100 yards of it, meters, whatever you want to use, was the albino Meg just taking you down and sucking you below. That would. Oh! You should have paddled to that location. The one time it spawns, that could have been it.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, for me, I also enjoy the process of creating. Ever since I started doing content creation for people who are like, hey, we want Minecraft videos for our kids that don't have vulgarness in them. And I said, okay. And I started doing that, and it was fun. And I just love thinking of ideas and trying to, sometimes what I think in my head is way cooler than what ends up coming out on paper. But
yeah,
it's, it's a process. I my major in college was creative writing. And so
perfect.
like everything I do is creative based. And so it's just part of who I am is making the content. So
No, I
um
think that's cracking. And it's always come across in the stuff that I've watched that my stuff always comes across as last minute slapdash. No man's just came up with it on the spot, and that's what happened. Spontaneous. Whereas yours always comes across. It's like a high caliber, which is kind of cool.
that's good
It,
because
it,
a lot of it is spontaneous.
okay, you just got a better post editor than me.
Well, I am the post editor for the time being. So I did want to ask you, as you do study SEO, which that's search engine optimization, right? That's what SEO stands for.
Yeah. So search
And
engine optimization, and it's typically always been Google. That it does work
yeah,
across Bing, and I started this in 1998, so it was like Ask Jeeves that we were trying to work around. So it's been a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
But yeah, typically it's been Google. Although we're now sort of using SEO as a catch-all for like TikTok and stuff as well now.
So if you're a content creator and you're just starting out, you're trying to get noticed by the search gods. What
Yeah.
what what would you advise people to do in terms of mastering like those types of SEO tags and those things that help your videos gain traction?
Are you going to do the thing that everyone here says? Can I be number one on Google, please? Because that's
We are
my
number
daily
one on
question.
Google. If you
You
search
are
streamers
perfect.
unplugged, we are the first thing that pops up. We didn't even try.
Absolutely perfect.
We got really
I
lucky.
honestly, you're already on the right line. It's content is king. Someone said to me, I forget what it was for. I think it was Decorators Company, and he said, "I'm not number one for London decorating." I said, "Okay, let's look at your website. You don't mention the word London or decorating, like." He was calling it painter or whatever. I was like, so you're not going to get found. So it's about having the terminologies in there. which is, that's a nice straightforward way of doing it. It's just making sure the words you want to be found for are in there, so it's organic and natural, that sort of stuff. But it's also down to the phrases that people are going to search. Good example was my dad's motorcycle business. That's what he does. That's why my brother's called Harley. We're a
Okay,
generation of bikers, and we started out this whole SEO thing back in the day, and we were putting in used Yamaha motorbikes. We're like, great, everything's optimized for it. We're number one. Why are we getting no customers? Because people type in used Yamaha motorcycles, not motorbikes. And it's the stupidest thing, but you were getting 10 searches for motorbike, 100,000 searches for motorcycle. And it's trying to get that balance. And we made a change like that. And his business went from someone who got, a couple of hundred views to, a couple of 100,000 views. But again, this was 1998. So someone had just invented this thing called the internet,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
Internet of Things, and but I think if someone's doing content now, it's there's so many great tools out there that can really help you, but the most natural thing you can do, by the way, I can talk about this for the entire podcast if we're not careful. The most natural thing that you can do is putting in the phrases that you want to be found for, and if it's for YouTube, making sure you get that title tag right, making sure the title is also in the video, make sure the title, the tag that's in the video, is then also down as your tags at the bottom as well. So you've got those three key points, and you will just hit number one straight away.
That's awesome.
That's great
And I've got
advice.
my-
What? Well, I'll say this. One thing we've been messing with is YouTube Shorts, and a lot of what we're doing on our brand new Streamers Unplugged YouTube channel is just testing it because we're trying to learn, what people pick up, what people don't, and watch those analytics so we can then talk about what we've learned. And what we found is in like on a Saturday, we posted one that had Mr. Beast in the title,
Of course, yeah,
right?
of course.
Yep.
And we had not really mentioned his name in the video necessarily in the short, but just in the title was his name. And that short got 4 times as many views as like our first one. Right. So like we were like, why is this happening? What is going on? And we found that for some reason, the YouTube algorithm that looks for search tags, when people were searching Mr. Beast on YouTube, which probably happens a lot,
Yeah,
we were just kind
Yeah.
of popping up into shorts options and people were just hovering over it or clicking it or whatever it. So
or just
it's
waiting
very
that
interesting.
half a second longer. I mean, that's sometimes all it takes is just a little bit more for them to say, okay, that's a tick from us. They waited on there for 20 seconds. Oh, sugar. I fired up a video. They hovered on that video for 20 seconds longer. Therefore, we're going to take that as an indicator that this is what you want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, before I forget, vidIQ. I'm assuming you guys have heard of it. That is
vidIQ, yeah.
for SEO, it is the biggest and most important tool, or there are other tools, but biggest SEO tool for YouTube. You can literally put in your top 5 competitors and steal all of their keywords for the one that's doing well. You press
And
the copy
I
button.
will say I have done that before and it feels so dirty to
It
like
does.
take your it feels like you're like watching, because a lot of people don't watch YouTube with a plugin like TubeBuddy is another one,
Yep.
vidIQ. I like, you don't watch it with like the thing that shows their like thumbnail and like all their details and like it shows everything that they've put on their thing. And there's been times where I'm like, oh, I'm posting a thing about the Sea of Thieves mystery and it's time gated and like I got to do it now. How am I going to get out there on people's search feeds? And I go to the most recent like Hitbo TC video or the most recent Captain Falcor video and I'm like, oh, those are good tags. Copy, and I move them over to my video. And then I don't have to think of tags because somebody else already thought of them and their last video got 100,000 views. So hopefully by using those tags and it's relevant to what I'm doing, I'm going to delete Captain Falcor out of there or something. I'm not going to like use his name in the
no.
tags unless I need to.
Well, no. So the beauty of it, and this you're doing exactly the right thing. what you want to get on is people also recommend. So if
Yeah.
you are copying their tags, you say the algorithm at the end says you might also like this, and that's all you want to do. You're never going to knock Falcor off,
Right.
but it might say, well, this guy's got similar content to Falcor, and that's when
Mhm.
you suddenly go from having 10,000 followers to a million. You know, it's
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
picked up on. It's what happened with the Spiffing Brit. That's how his stuff kicked off. Is one of his first videos that he ever said, "You guys are looking at me blankly like you don't know who the Spiffing Brit
I
is."
don't know who
I
this
don't.
favorite is.
He's
I'm
the
actively searching it.
he is the Mr. Beast of the UK. Let's put him like that. No, I won't do him.
Okay.
I won't do him dirty like that. No, he's an incredible YouTuber that breaks every game that he ever plays, and that's sort of his thing. Is you know playing Skyrim and finding every glitch, doing this thing. But he
Ah,
did it off the back of some bigger names, and he's now he's probably one of my default go-to watches every
that's
YouTube.
awesome. I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, I'm
So
either Spiffing Brit or Viva La Dirt League. That's it.
if you can master your tags and your SEO side of content creation, and what I think what you were suggesting is when someone's video comes to an end, if they put in an end screen with like a recommended for viewer one, that
Yeah.
you could end up popping up there at the end of a way bigger channel's end screen.
And that's exactly what you want. And also down the right hand side, there's that
Yeah,
people
yeah,
also viewed or
yeah.
recommended that as well. So both of those screens you can get on just by using something like a vidIQ or just looking at their content and go, okay, he's mentioned the word season 10 Sea of Thieves 10 times. Maybe I should put that in. Or just put in the word hack or glitch. That seems to work for every gaming video ever. Doesn't matter
I
if you
like
don't do either of those things. It seems to have that little bonus effect for you.
Yeah. And
So
what do you feel about with putting in tags that you're just putting in there to try and get on those pages? Do you feel like that's kind of a no-no or
From my point, from a nerdy SEO point, yes, it's a no-no. I'll take you back to the old school. I'll take you back to the old school paper SEO for websites, if you like. We used to put Pamela Anderson in there. Yeah, that was the thing.
Okay.
Okay, in white text on a white background. Yeah, great, because she was trending back in the day, and everyone would come along to look at your website because you're number one for Pamela Anderson. They then appear, and they go, there's no Pamela Anderson," and they leave. So that
Hmm.
indicator says they left, they bounced within half a second. We will not be pushing your content for that again. And it actually really, really dilutes your stuff. So yeah, exactly that. If you don't mention what you're talking about, same on TikTok as well. People just put in all of these hashtags. Put in three that are relevant to what you do. You put in a billion view hashtag, a million view hashtag, and a 10K or 100K hashtag. But mine always has the same billion view hashtag, so just State of the HD or just Sea of Thieves, depending on what I want the video to trend for, and it
Hmm.
works every time.
that's awesome.
Good.
So that being said, changing the subject from SEO, how do you tackle burnout and like social media pressure?
Oh, I just go and cry in the corner. That's you just go and sit on the floor in the shower, turn the shower on, just sob. No, I think I did the burnout thing, so I'm on the other side of it now. Now, from my point, me and Snazzy are both going to appreciate this with the ADHD side of things. Is we are 99% high, 1% just everybody hates me. Why are people coming? Nobody believes in me. I'm an imposter. It's a trend that we have, unfortunately, and
Yep.
he nods and sobs. He's like, "It's fine. I
Yeah.
love you too. It's fine." Where the hell was I going with that? So burnout. I used to do the 7 days a week, yeah, and it
Mhm.
got too much for me. I was like game, 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 and I didn't have any downtime. I've got my wife, I do have a life. People don't believe me, but I do,
Yeah.
and I think I did the grind that we all did. I wanted to get affiliate, and then I kept it up. I'll talk to you all
Mhm.
about how to get affiliated on Twitch afterwards as well, if you want, because people get it wrong all the time. But yeah, I think we all ground forever, and we didn't come up for air. We like, I'll have my dinner here at the
Yeah.
table, and all that sort of stuff. And I stepped away from that, and I said to Mrs. Nomans, I am streaming at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays on Twitch, and I'll have my breakfast as part of a thing on TikTok, and that works well. It doesn't, massively interfere with my life. Then I actually find the TikTok side of things on a weekend, I'm not doing TikTok, and I lose all sense of self because I don't get up and do the washing up, cooking, and make my coffee. That's my I remember to drink water because that's what I do. It's part of my process now, and so it's a very strange moment on the weekend when you think, I forgot to drink anything today.
Because I didn't go live on TikTok and have everybody make sure that I did.
Literally, the first thing that people come in and say, "Have you taken your meds?" It's like the starter message that I get from every.
That's fantastic.
I did say there's a lot of mums that come in my TikTok, so I think they're just looking after me now. I think, but I think that's it. I think we've all got to try and remember, it's just gaming. It's just content. Yeah. 1% of us is going to make it big. A lot of people are going to sit there, and you've got to remember why you got into it. If it's gaming, you did it because you loved it. If it's content, it's because you wanted to help that one other person, show your mates what you're doing. And I think that's the thing that everybody slowly begins to believe their own hype, and then we get stressed. And I know so many people saying, I can't go live, I can't hit that button. Why not? Turn off your view account. Don't ever look at your view account on Twitch ever again. And just enjoy it. And
just have fun,
if you've got a crew of mates, I think that's the biggest thing. People still watch me on TikTok and Twitch because I'm hanging out with Yummy Mummy and Beth, because they are two of my mates. We just have a laugh, and it's normally me doing something crazy and them swearing at me in some. They're from Yorkshire, and they're a very specific lady. They do not suffer fools gladly, and so they'll just sail off. If I jump off the boat, they don't stop for me. We'll see you later. You do your thing, and it's an enjoyable experience for people to watch this chaos unfold. But very rarely, I'm gonna get this right. I used to say that I'm a streamer that games, and not a gamer that streams. And that's the two biggest changes you got to change. If you're gonna do it as streaming, you're a streamer. You're gonna have some degree of personality to what you're doing. For me, I was the same as yourself, Cap. I wanted to do it PG. I say shiz, I say countryman and fudge, and it's just the smallest of things.
Countryman, huh? I'm gonna start.
Yeah, it's a good one. That, it just stops you. But it means you can monetize slightly better on here. But it also, for me, I'm like I say, I'm an aging gamer these days, and I think everywhere should have a slightly safer space. And that's one of the things for me. Again, it keeps me a little bit happier. Stops the burnout that I know that this is for people, and people are coming in with their kids to hang out. They're the Rocketeers now. So all the adults are astronauts, and they're known as my Rocketeers. So it's kind of a cool thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
love to hear that.
For sure.
Love to hear that.
I do like the idea of the chaos of Sea of Thieves. Typically, it's Cabbage driving or sailing the boat. Yeah. And him going, "Hey, there's a ship over there. I know, I'm already there."
As he will swim to somebody.
Yeah. So I'm the guy that swims over to the other boat as it sails off, and I'm still just paddling. And they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I'm just committed to it. Just keep going.
I think my favorite story is Cabbage was engaged in a fight with someone else, and I was sailing a keg from Reaper's hideout all the way to the rocks on the other side. Like there's a set of rocks that's quite a distance. And Cabbage is like, "I'm literally being shot at." And I'm like, "Too bad. I've got a keg. I can't leave this in the ocean. That'd be unresponsible of me.
And we blew
Exactly.
them up.
I do have a habit of recording kind of weird content where we try and see how many kegs we can put on a boat and how far can we get when we ram them. There was there was the no man's maneuver as well that we used for a long time. Two of you hanging off the ladders, and I just sail at your boat as fast as I can, and they just jump off and swim just at the last. And it's a beautiful moment as our ship goes past at full sail. My crew jumps off and just kegs them, and you will normally hear them shout, "It's keg time," which is it's quite
amazing.
it's a quickly unmute, and it's just such a fun game where you know I'm gonna tell the soppy bit in a second. Are you
Yeah.
going to ask me why do you love Sea of Thieves?
Yes.
There we go. That's handy. It's a good question. Have you guys done the Glitterbeard tree?
Yes.
We've
It
done the glitter
that encompasses all of Sea of Thieves for me. That is the reason I play it. Is yes, there's the toxic players
Hmm.
that are gonna be. I don't think they should be on there. They should go and play Call of Duty. But then you've got us. And we go on there and we just bump into people. I've got 400 people in our Discord now, and they are people that we've bumped into on the Sea of Thieves that weren't dicks, and we thought you're a bit of me, and we have a laugh, and we'll be dancing on there, and we've now done the Glitterbeard tree I think 5 times. So that takes 3 sets of crews to go
Yeah.
over and do this magical moment. And if anybody doesn't know, it's to celebrate the life of one of the developers that passed away. And I think I can't think of any other game that has got that sort of soul or emotion in it. That everybody that stands around that tree shuts up and does their bit and embraces a moment. And I think that's beautiful that someone can make that into content. Yeah, we're talking content. If I could ever do that for a piece of content, that'd be incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
dry your eyes, guys. Dry your eyes. It's fine.
So you were
Glitterbeard
saying,
is an experience to begin with. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
yeah,
It's
Butterbeard is awesome. You were saying that everyone tries to get to affiliate the wrong way, and since you did, I need to ask you, why do you say that?
Yeah, so I affiliated in 30 days, and I helped 160 people affiliate in 30 days. So that's my little caveat there. So I've got a nice little tick for what I'm doing. Everybody goes on. They say, right, I want to be affiliate. I'm going to do a 24-hour stream, and it doesn't work because the way the algorithm works is you need to do. It's been a while since I've spoken about this, but it's the average over the 30-day period. So if you go on and you tell people, I've got the maths written down somewhere. I think it's three streams or 4 streams maximum a month that's actually
Yeah.
needed because you need to
Yeah.
do 8 hours. So if you tell people I will be live at this time for 2 hours, yeah, stay with me from the beginning till the end. I've got a big reveal at the end. Okay, so that way they stay with you. That's the
Hmm.
that's the key point. All you need is, I think it's 3 viewers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Average of 3.
mum,
Yep.
mum, dad, and your sister. That'll be fine. Okay. If you want to get affiliated, you tell those 3 people, you come and be with me. I will entertain you. I will delight you in every single way possible. That's all you need to actually get affiliated. As soon as you hit, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream. It goes, yay, crash. You are going to be below typically that 3-person mark for 80% of that video, and then instead of trying to get back the 8 hour slot, you've got 24 hours of below. So then, we reset people. We say, right, don't stream for 30 days. We'll get you affiliated after that. And it's a wonderful way of being able to do it. Do it organically. Tell people, do a little schedule, put out a video that says, I'll go live at this time, this time, and this time. That's all I do. And you pin it on your Twitter. You put it in your link tree or whatever it might be.
Hmm.
And yeah, don't stream Call of Duty. That's it. I'm going to give you one last nerdy thing. There's a website called Sully Gnome, and this is for anybody that's a gamer. It's connected to Twitch, and it gives you the analytics. SEO boy here gives you the analytics for the viewers per hour versus how many viewers are streaming. So you can actually look at the games. It shows 8 million hours for Call of Duty, but there's 8 million people broadcasting it. Okay, well, you're not going to affiliate off of that. So
Right.
you find a niche at the moment. Party Animals. Party Animals is the game to play. It's like an 8-player co-op game. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Looks
And
hilarious with
looks
the right
hilarious.
people, right?
Exactly. And last time I looked, there were less than 8,000 people streaming it, which is bonkers. So you go in, you get an audience of 30 to 40 people because they want to watch some people shout and scream at each other. If you do it well, you'll get yourself affiliated. But it's one of the things. It depends if someone's going to be a, what's the word, when you'll play lots of different games.
Variety streamer.
Thank you. If you're going to be a variety streamer, or if you're going to specialize in a game, if you're going to specialize in COD, you need to be unique. You need to be the best COD streamer. You need to be the funniest COD streamer. You need to be the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just be Joe
I'll take
Average.
worst, please. Come
I
watch
don't
me
know.
be garbage for a whole like 3 hours.
You know what? I might be able to rival you on that. I still think the best thing that we've ever seen on that is, again, the crew playing Call of Duty and go, where the hell's Noman's? And I forgot to pull my parachute because I was talking to everybody on Twitch, and I just slammed into the ground behind them, going, yeah, guys, that's awesome. Cool. Thank you so much for the bits. Oh, someone's killed me. Shots. And I'm like thinking I've just been sniped, but I just didn't pull my chute. So yeah, there's that content as well. So you can
That's
do
too
different
funny.
sides of things.
That's fantastic. So if you could change the type of content you create, what would you do?
In all honesty, I would like to push for CFE's partner, and they have a few caveats of what they want. They want to see 20,000 followers on any social media platform. I've got 21,000 on TikTok now. They need to see that you're a PG server. I am PG, cracking. They need to see a community. I've got a community. Great. They need to see just Sea of Thieves content and nothing else. And I do ADHD. I dance around my kitchen. I talk to my dog. Everything that happens at the time. The one thing I don't really put on my TikTok is my Sea of Thieves content. Very rarely do I do it. It's the only game that I play these days, but not being an editor.
Yeah.
That means for me, it's the hardest thing to do is get that content and be able to make something pretty out of it. But if I could do it, it would be to make a sketch show for Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves sketchiness is what I was going to call it. That's what we'd always planned, because sketch trends on YouTube, folks, just to let you know, for just about every computer game. So if you look at Viva La Dirt League sketches, they do that sketch for a specific reason. It's comedy, it's content. So yeah. I figured that would be the way to do it, is do sketches and role play, and me being abandoned on an island was one of the bits that I really wanted to do. Just living out the days, role play style, as Captain Noman, abandoned on an island, left alone to fend for himself, and keep on forgetting to eat, keep on forgetting to drink, which I do in real life and in game. And I think I think there's an entire series that could be done on that. But
For
that's
sure.
Yeah.
If the day comes you get private servers to make content on, hit me up. I guess you're rubbing shoulders. You're rubbing
talk to you
shoulders with
about that
Wizard,
after.
right? She's got private servers. She's the first Sea of Thieves content creator to become partner on TikTok. Like her
She
core was
is.
TikTok, which is an amazing feat. I think to be the first to do that after 5 years of the game being out.
She's such a lovely lady. She works in the gaming industry as well, so she is working for a company that does computer games. And then she's doing this, and the content she makes is wonderful. It's such a high quality. Her stuff is all about Sea of Thieves tips. It's going through the cosmetics, that sort of thing. And I think it's such a valued bit of content that she does. She now streams on Twitch as well, which she's only recently started doing. But the stuff that she puts on TikTok is it's delightful.
It's really good, especially for anyone who's just getting into Sea of Thieves and they're like, I saw somebody, they had this really cool cosmetic on it. I don't know what it was. And she probably has covered it.
Yeah. Well, I've actually done a couple of streams with her now. We might be doing more of it. But I was able to be her cameraman the other week.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
because whenever you're doing Sea of Thieves, because we don't have anything where you can move a camera about free cam,
Right.
she has to sit there and you have to have somebody else do the recording. So if they have a really crap setup and rig and they don't have good recording quality set, then her videos don't look any good. I've obviously got all that ready to go, so it's kind of handy. So I was like, oh, how about I'll set up the crow's nest. I'll look down. You can swim through the water and like come up. So it's kind of fun that two creatives
That's
can get
awesome.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're
Yeah.
gonna have a
Working
beer, and we're
together.
gonna and we're gonna meet as well. So that's kind of cool. We've been doing Discord calls and stuff like that as well. So it's kind of
That's
nice to find
awesome.
another British human person that loves Sea of Thieves as much as I do.
Well, do you have any last questions for us before we close up here?
Well, I mean, the obvious one is where else can people find you other than on the podcast? Because they're tuning in, they're listening here. Where's best to go and watch both of you guys?
I'm on YouTube and I'm on Twitch as Cap Cabbage. Everywhere is Cap Cabbage. So CAPP, two P's, and then cabbage. I recently shifted to streaming on YouTube again and off of Twitch. So I've just been testing the waters on YouTube again, going back to where I started, and it's been interesting. But and of course we have our Discord and our Streamers Unplugged Discord, which used to be my Cabbage Patch Discord. It's actually been converted over to this Streamers Unplugged Discord. So I didn't
that's why I
need
can't
two
find it.
Discords to manage all the time. Yeah, I was like, no, we're just gonna use the one I have. It's a good base, and we'll kind of go from there. So but yeah,
As
that's
far
me.
as I'm concerned, I'm snazzy on everything, or snazzy dement on everything, I should say. But I don't stream anymore. I don't. The only thing that I do is Streamers Unplugged, and I'm loving it. And you can find us on Instagram, on Twitter. I need to get working on socials, but yeah, it's I'm just diving deep into
And he hangs
Streamers
out on my
Unplugged
live
and just
streams,
enjoying it.
so you can come here,
I
Snazzy,
do.
on
Yeah.
Feel Cell with me on Sea of Thieves and things too. If I can
There's
convince
something
him.
there's something beautiful about doing podcasts, because I don't know about
Yeah.
you, I find it really organic and you actually get to talk to people. I love doing the interview side of things. It's something
Mm-hmm.
that probably comes more naturally to some of us than others. Other people can't talk forever. My brain has never engaged one of these questions. It's just the way that our brain fires. There's no rehearsal for certain
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and I think you got to be the right person for it. And I think you guys definitely got it. I've been binge listening since you said, "Hey, did you want to come do a podcast with me?" So yeah,
Oh,
I've
great.
been enjoying it
Well,
so
we
far.
were
That's awesome.
so excited that you were willing to be here, and we're so happy to have had you. And of course, everyone, go find Noman's. Go look at his content down below. It's top tier stuff, and he will teach you tons about SEO because his TikTok has lots of SEO stuff, lots of ADHD stuff, and just it's a lot of fun to learn from him and see what he does. It's all good stuff. So
Thank you very much, sir. Very, very much appreciated.
subscribe.